Hi, everybody. My name is Todd Avery. I own a company called Safe Driving Coach. We are located in outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I've been in the driving school business over 5 years, on my own, coming up at about 3.5, almost 4 years. And that's my story.
So Todd, how long have you been with Driver's Ed Solutions, and has it helped your business grow at all?
So I'll answer the second question first. Hell yeah. And then the first question is how long I've been with you guys. I want to say probably coming up on 1.5 years, maybe. And so what predicated me to making this change? Because that's ultimately what we're looking for, to make the change, to make my life easier. So typical driving school fashion, you work all day, you're in the car, doing lessons, come home, have dinner, spend a little bit of time with family, and then get back on the phone and try and track down the parents to schedule lessons for their kids, our students. So I was literally working from 8 o'clock in the morning till sometimes 10 o'clock at night. My wife was like, "There's got to be a better way." And I remember meeting you at a driving school at the DSAA convention. I want to say it was in Texas. This is probably going back 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I figured, you know what? Maybe it's time to reach out to you. And I did. And then fast forward to now. And I am not one to exaggerate ever, but this program, this software has saved my life. I come home from work. Maybe I'll have a couple of emails to get back to, maybe a couple of phone calls, but it's nothing the amount of hours I was putting in before. So no, it's a simple, easy program, and I'm telling you, it saved my life.
And probably your marriage.
Pretty close. I mean, she was like, "You got to do something. This is crazy." I agree with you.
That's awesome. So what's your favorite feature in the software?
My favorite feature, that's an interesting question. So I don't want to say it's one specific thing, but I'll describe it like this. Before, my other program that I had, you went to a website, you signed up, you paid a deposit, and then I had to track you down to schedule lessons. And then I show up for lessons, then you pay me at that point. So that could be a long time frame. This system it's hands-free. So literally, they go to the website, they register, they pay, they schedule, and then I show up. And
That's nice.
That's what it comes down to. I show up. And there's been dozens of people that I've never even talked to on the phone have done that whole process, and then I show up. And it's an easy process. And then you have some that are like, "I don't understand, the password's not working, it's my email, blah, 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 blah," whatever. So you help and guide them through it, but it's a simple process. Is there one thing that I no, it's the whole process. That's the truth. That's the truth.
That's awesome. Well, you know what? That's a great answer. All right. So how would you rate the customer service and the response time when you do have an inquiry or a question?
I mean, honestly, I am all about customer service. And the industry that we are in now, I shouldn't say industry, the world that we live in now, nobody has any time. I called the post office today, for example. I can't get a person. You have to call an 800 number. I was on hold for 20 minutes, never talked to anybody. I had to hang up because I had my call with you. Customer service, I've had calls with you basically at 5 o'clock in the morning, your time, 6 o'clock my time. And all right, so maybe you weren't all together, but who cares, right? You were there for us. Yeah. Right now, for whatever the reason, I'm having this problem with these emails that are bouncing back. So I sent you an email. I guess you must have forwarded that to one of your team members. He reached out to me, and now I'm going to start to chat with him, and we're going to figure it all out.
Yeah.
We've also determined that the software, in the beginning, there were hiccups that were on our end. Once they were kind of worked through, it's been seamless. You are going to have some parents that just don't get it, right? And they struggle, but then they struggle with everything on the computer. So now we know it's not the software, it's the parent themselves.
Yeah.
But from a customer service standpoint, no complaints. I'm never out there just kind of hanging on thinking, "Oh my God, today's Tuesday, I never heard back from her. Now it's Wednesday." It's within hours, if not minutes, but certainly that same day.
Great. Good. All right. So now, if somebody was on the fence about whether or not to use Driver's Ed Solutions or another software option, what would you tell them?
Well, that's a great question. So when I first started, I did some due diligence, and by the way, there's not a lot of you out there, right, in our industry. There's not a lot of. There's maybe a handful, if that.
Yeah.
And I knew of one other, and then I called another. The one that I kind of knew of, I wasn't really on board, just kind of wasn't a good fit, and the other one never got back to me.
Mm.
So when I finally reached out to you, you had suggested, here's a couple of my current driving schools. Talk to them, get their feedback, do some due diligence. So I did. And I'm a little guy. And when I first started with you guys, I had one car. Now I've got 2 cars. I'm bringing on another instructor, and hopefully by the end of the year, I'll be adding a 3rd instructor and potentially a 3rd vehicle. But the idea was, I was talking to much larger companies that basically said, this is the only way that we schedule everything, and we wish we'd have done this sooner than later.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know what? So I'm at that point now where just being a solopreneur or an entrepreneur, I needed the help and to help manage my time. And the software has done exactly what I had anticipated to do. And it's easy. I mean, a couple of tweaks here and there. Again, nothing major, but I wouldn't. So to answer your question, if you're on the fence, dive in. Don't wait, right? It's a process to get things onboarded, the website, the credit card, the processing, all of that stuff. Don't wait, because once it's up and running, not that anything is easy or hands-free, but it's fairly hands-free and it's pretty easy.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time today. This is awesome. I told you, I know that you're busy, so I think we kept it under 20 minutes.
Perfect. All good to go.
Thank you.